Welcome to Moments. I can't believe this is finally happening. Moments is an idea that has been in my head, or rather I've been talking about for the past almost 3 years. And we've just been toying with it, and finally we're here. We're doing it. Really, Moments is a platform or a safe space where we talk about life issues. And my idea with Moments is that I believe that we all live moment by moment, and we go through different moments in our lives. And each person's moment, whether it's hard, good, happy, is a lesson for someone else. So these are life lessons. So that's what Moments will really be about. Life lessons that people have walked through, how they managed them, what they did to either get out of it or to be who they are. Because we're really defined by where we've come from or what we've been. That's what kind of like defines us. And then the idea is that we're supposed to learn from these lessons. And when we then tell everyone else how we have gone through these lessons or how we overcame the lessons, it becomes someone else's answer. So your life lesson can be someone else's answer. And that is the reason why I really wanted to have this Moments with Nyengeterai. So it will be just a kind of like a really safe space, casual, where we just talk about different life issues. So we're going to cover topics from death, raising children, menopause, starting out a family, casual stuff as just cooking, eating, anything to do with life, because we are not defined by one thing. To be a holistic person, you are defined by so many different things, and we have so many different likes. So we're going to talk books, we're going to talk food, we're going to talk wine, we're going to talk about God, our spiritual journeys. We're going to talk about life journeys as a parent, as a young lady. We'll even have some gents to talk to us as well. So I'm really excited about this chapter, and I hope that you will enjoy it as well. And I hope you'll enjoy the guests that are going to be coming to share their stories. And I hope you'll learn something, or you'll be able to get a solution to from someone else's story. So yeah, that's what Moments is. So enjoy it. Now that we're here, and I think before we really get into the crunch of things, I think we need to toast to Moments. So here's a toast to Moments. And I hope you'll enjoy it. So I'm gonna... Anyway, so as you can see, kind of like have a real setup for this podcast, or for this Moments. So this came about last year, really, as when I went to New Zealand to just spend some time with my brother, who had stage 4 colon cancer and had been given literally a few weeks to live. But somehow, as the doctors said, he had the will to live, and he continued to just amaze them with his strength. So I went to spend some time with him. Roughly, I left in May. I was with him until the 2nd of August, when he sadly passed away. We talked a lot. I had talked to him about Moments. I talked to my family about Moments for a long time. So he started questioning me about where I was with Moments. What are you doing? Why are you not doing anything about it? So in the process to get me going, he pushed me to get things and to say, look, let's get these things going. Let's get this and start. He was supposed to be my first guest. And we were supposed to record this on the 1st of August. But sadly, the 1st of August was when he stopped talking. So for me, it's really important that to honor him, that I start this podcast on this channel, this Moments, on the 2nd of August, the day that he passed away. So I need to tell you a bit about my brother. he was fun. He was crazy. I remember one time he actually said to his twin and to my cousins that, look, I'm ready. When the doctors first told him that, it's terminal, he says, I'm ready to go. I've lived life. I've had fun. I've done it all. And he had done it all, literally, I think. But I got to know Tafara, Remigio Chaparanganda. He was born on the 7th of December, 1975. So him and his twin Nyenge were my first little friends, literally, because from when they came from the hospital, they were like my little toys. But we were so close. We had fun growing up. He was crazy. So he was the one who always used to come up with the crazy ideas. Or whenever anything, when anything crazy was happening in the house, you knew he was the lead in it, When he was very young, he was more on the quiet side. He used to suck his two fingers like this. So he used to suck these two. And no one wanted to sleep near him, because if you were sleeping like at night, you know how we all used to sleep together sometimes. So you'd have his fingers, I have to put my glass down. So you'd have his fingers in there like this, and then you'd be playing with your ear, whoever was close by. So everyone used to avoid him, like, oh, Tafara, stop it, So eventually he outgrew it. And I think that was the start of his crazy side. Because when he stopped, like sucking his two fingers, his middle ones, he then just became this other person. One time he said I remember they had done something naughty and my mom beat them up. And then he then said he was going to go kill himself. He literally packed his bag and he said, I'm running away from this house and I'm going to go kill myself. And he took his bags, and we're living in a small town in Shabane, which was Shabane mine then. And he just walked out of the house and he was standing on the road. He was like, I'm going to kill myself. But obviously he didn't. Sanity came over and he was called for lunch, and he quickly abandoned the idea of dying and decided to come and eat. So that was Tafara. And he always was just full of life. In whatever environment he went in, I'm going to have the times I'm going to bring in his friends, where we're going to talk about the things they did. But he was just full of life. He couldn't dance to save his life, but always made sure he danced. These inappropriate dances, literally, he always made sure he did them. And he would make sure that if anyone is dancing, he would be right in the center and everyone else must stop. And then he would just start these crazy dances of his. He was really like larger than life, literally larger than life. He was like a cat, 9 lives, literally, and I guess he got to this 10th one and it was time, and God just wanted him back. Just talking about him, there's a time when he almost died. He was taken away. They were playing soccer, casual soccer with his friends in New Zealand. And he ran to get the ball in this river, which is apparently notorious for taking people. And he ran in because he thought it was shallow. He just ran in, and next minute he was gone. And he was there trying to survive. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, screaming, everything. He actually had to be rescued by a helicopter to get him out. But they really struggled because of the wind and everything. I think anyone who knows about water and wind, you know how it is. And they really struggled. And he was holding on to this small little branch for hours on end. And he eventually was taken out. So for me, it just showed that he had this lease of life. He never wanted to give up. He would never give up easily. He never gave up easily. He fought for everything in his life. He really fought for. Another thing that he was really heroic that he did was the Christchurch earthquake. When the Christchurch earthquake happened, he was at work and the buildings were falling and everyone was rushing out. So do you know what they did, him and his twin? When everyone was running out, they were running back to pull people out. So he was really pulling people out, and they rescued quite a few people, and he was actually honored in Christchurch for that. And for me, when I look at that and just his willingness to not be scared, but to actually go back and help other people, it just shows me just that from when he was young, he never stopped being who he was. He was always about helping people, loving people as they are, fun, naughty, very mischievous, but also cheeky, but very, very, he was really, really in touch with people's hearts. He really had a heart for people. And for me, it means a lot that he managed to do so much in his short 40s. Well, he was 46 point something. He would have been 47 in December last year. But he died short of that. He died on the 2nd of August before he turned 47. So in his 46 years, he managed to make an impact in people's lives. He managed to make an impact in his own work life as well. His boss even said at his funeral that he was just such a fun person. In the office, you knew when Tafara was there. He was an amazing salesperson. He talked a lot, so he could sell anything. He could even sell you back your own product. I mean, literally, he was that kind of person. His life was about fun, just living life fully and having fun. And when I think about him, sometimes I cry. Like last night, I think just getting close to this day, to the 2nd of August, it has been really hard. The tears just come. Grief is really difficult. It's such a weird journey. One moment I'm laughing and reminiscing. The next moment I just find the tears are just coming. Literally, we almost canceled this shoot. Yes, we did. Because this morning I woke up with huge bags because last night I just could not stop crying. I was talking to my sister. We were reminiscing about him. I was talking to my brother this morning. I was talking to my parents, and the tears were just rolling. In between the laughter, the tears were just, and I was just crying and, crying from loss, crying from deep things that you think about. I mean, you think about it. How is he? Is he okay? Where is he? God, what's happening? Also just thinking it's not fair. Why did he have to die? I know people who've come back from stage 4 cancer. Crying also, just thinking there's so much he could have been doing. There is so much he could have been doing right now. Crying also, just thinking his daughter was born after he had passed. He would have been an amazing father, I know, because he loved his nieces. He loved my daughters like his own. He loved my cousins' daughters, all our nieces. I mean, he loved them. He was amazing with children. You ask anyone who has children who he took care of, how much love he had for children. He was just such an amazing uncle. And I know he would have been an amazing and very much in touch father, So it's those things that sometimes make me cry, that he's now missing out on these moments that are happening. I cried at my daughter's graduation because we had been planning this graduation from the day Tatenda went to America for her degree. And we're all saying when Tatenda graduates, we'll all be there shouting. We had planned this trip, but sadly, he couldn't even make it. I remember one conversation I had with him, literally a week before he died. we were sitting, everyone else had gone to get ready for the baby shower that we were having. And it was just the two of us in hospice. And he was saying to me, then my daughter called him from America, like, oh, hi, Secretary Tafara, how you doing and everything. And then he started talking to her and he was joking. I mean, literally, sometimes he would forget about his own illness just to make everybody else happy. So on that day, he was just trying to make her happy because she was crying and like, oh, Sekuru, I'm so worried. And he was like just making her laugh and saying, these people here are so good. They're taking care of me. I'm going to be fine, you know. But in the middle, I could see he was not really getting emotional. So he just cut her. And then he started crying. And then I was like, what's going on? And then he says, do you know what really hurts me is that I'm not even going to be able to see her graduate. And that really breaks my heart. But when she does, just tell her how proud I am of her and what an amazing girl she is, and that I'm so glad and I'm so proud that she made it. So to honor him, Tatenda then had her hood for her graduation. She got his nickname Fago on it. And in the morning, before we went for graduation, we said a prayer for him. Had a little cry again before we went. And we just said, okay, this is for you, Sekuru Tafara. And as she was walking up on stage, that's what she was saying. She just said, you know what, Sekuru Tafara, this is for you. This is for you. I'm walking up and it's for you. And Tatenda, well done for doing that. And Tafara, we honor you every day. We think about you every day. Not a day goes by when we don't think about you. You fought a good fight, you know. You did. And I know that Sunday, exactly a year ago today, in the afternoon when you held my hand and you said, I'm tired. I'm tired. When my Shami and I were kneeling, you held my hand and you looked at us. You looked at both myself, you looked at my Shami, and you said, guys, I'm tired. I'm in so much pain. I'm really tired. And Sunday was the last day you really talked a lot. And you talked a lot that Sunday. I think it's, little did we know you were literally saying goodbye to us, because then on the Monday, on the 1st, you hardly spoke. Yes, you spoke a bit. You were just calling our names. On the 2nd, you hardly spoke to us. You were not talking, but you were just making these emotions. And you were gone. But you fought. And that's what I want to tell everyone, that he fought for his life. He fought to just be there, to talk, to make sure he talked to us. He was really an amazing brother, an amazing friend, an amazing husband, an amazing son, a crazy, fun person who lived his life fully. And there are a lot of lessons that I took from his life, and especially the last 2 months that I was with him. We made a point of having coffee every morning together, especially before he went to hospice. I would wake up, make his cup of coffee, make my coffee, then I would sit with him. He would be in his bed, I'd be sitting on the floor. And we literally just talked about different things, depending on the mood that he was in. Sometimes you'd be angry with life, like angry and say, why me? So sometimes you wouldn't want to talk. You'd literally say, today, Nyenge, I don't want to talk. Just sit. I'm not talking. So literally, I would just sit. And would sit in silence, but good silence, not like a bad silence, but good silence. Then when he wanted to talk, he'd then say, today, let's talk about you. or let's talk about my nieces, or let's talk about life, anything literally. And in the process, that's when we dig into things like, why are you not doing this, Nyenge? Why are you not doing all sorts of stuff? So I write a lot. So you'd say to me, why are you not writing anymore? I think a lot of you noticed, especially the people who follow my page, that I literally went offline for almost 2.5 years. It was just this whole process that I was going through. First, from my car accident. I had a really bad car accident. That's a story for another day. Okay. So then he was diagnosed with cancer. That was in November of 2020, November 2020. And then initially it was, they can manage it, So it was really an uphill from then, up, down operation. They're going to manage it. We're all excited. You can beat this. You can beat this. And he really fought from one operation to another and all sorts. I'll do another episode probably where I'll talk about his journey, because it's something that I think also to just honor him, that I need to do that. Just his journey and how he fought to be alive, and how he fought. When the doctors thought he was going to die, he would always come through. He would always just come back with a new lease of life. So to the extent that even when we went to New Zealand with my mom, when we landed, yes, he was visibly ill, you could tell. But just the way he continued to entertain us, to talk, we kind of forgot, as Inshona would say, aiti nyangira. I don't know if that even makes sense, where or we kind of relaxed, and we thought, he's going to beat this. He's going to be fine. And we really relaxed. I mean, even when he was in hospice and, I didn't want to believe it. I would look at him, we would talk, and I think, we're going to beat this, and I never really thought he was going to die when he did, but he did. And I guess his time was up. And the Bible is clear and God is clear that, all of us are going to go. And when the time is up, the time is up, no matter what we do. I mean, the doctors had thought he would be gone much earlier. But who are doctors to determine anyone's life? God has the final say. And when God's timing was right, God took him. But such a fighter and such a lover of life. A great chef, a drinker. We used to enjoy our drinks together, and our wine, our coffee, our food. So hence, you'll find that moments will touch on all these things, because it means a lot to me to honor him that way, and to honor him and my aunt, Martha, who's also late, who was like a sister to me. So in between, we will talk about those things. And I hope that in all this, there will be life lessons that we can all take, that you can take, that there will be aha moments for you where you'll say, yes, I have an answer. I hope those will come as well. Because basically, this whole moments with Nyengeterai is not really just about me. It's about my stories, other people's journeys, my journey. how we've overcome, what we've been through. And the idea is that hopefully it will help someone out there. Hopefully someone won't give up because maybe they are right there, maybe in the situation that I've been, or my brother has been, or one of my guests has been, and they're about to give up. I'm hoping that the stories that we'll share will help someone else not give up on life, not give up on a relationship, not give up on siblings, or on their parents, on school, education, whatever it is. I'm hoping that these life lessons and these stories that we'll share will help us in those deep heartbreak moments that we'll be going through. And I hope you'll enjoy them. Yeah, I hope you'll enjoy them. That's the most important part. The life lessons and just enjoying those moments. Let's just enjoy life, because we never know. Tomorrow's not promised. So enjoy every moment and live life fully. So here's to moments.